So earlier today, Dana White announced the main and co-main event for UFC 310, which is shaping up to be a really good card. So, let's break down the fights. First of all, we have Islam Makhachev versus Umar Tsarukyan 2. I don't think anyone's surprised by this matchup, but more relieved because this bout was verbally agreed for January for quite a bit of time, and it wasn't officially announced, and we started hearing there were issues with contracts getting sent out. So there was a little bit of worry that it wouldn't, get on this card, but thankfully it is. And very happy to see Makhachev back. Very happy to see Tsarukyan back. It's been, it's only been about 6-7 months since Makhachev fought, but it's been, since April since Tsarukyan fought, and this is a great fight. I do have Makhachev in this. I do have him winning by decision. I think both fighters obviously improved exponentially, especially in the striking, and I think this is going to kind of be a little bit of the opposite of the first fight. The opposite of the first fight was they're both really good wrestlers and they only wrestle, but now both men have a lot more confidence in their striking and don't need to prove that they're the better wrestler. So I do think they'll strike a lot more, and I do simply think that Makhachev is just a better striker. Arman's boxing defense is a bit here and there. He's got really strong kicks. He's got decent power. But I think Makhachev, him being southpaw's got excellent left kicks. He's, got a good jab. He's got a really good right hook. His left straight's really precise. And we've seen him, out-grapple the best of them in, Charles Oliveira. And strike with the very best and finish the very best on the feet. So I do have Makhachev in this fight by decision, 49-46, 48-47. It'll be a close competitive fight. It'll be a very good fight. But I do have Makhachev edging out the win, which that'd be his fourth title defense, which if you think about it, is insane, and he's done it quickly too. I've heard some people saying Makhachev is inactive. He really isn't, not even close. At least compared to some other champions, but activity is not Makhachev's issue. Okay, so for the co-main event, right, a lot of people thought this was going to be Yuri Prochazka versus Jamal Hill. It's actually Merab versus Umar Nurmagomedov. Now, I did not expect this to be put on the January card, mainly because Merab was blatantly ducking Umar. He was like, nope, I don't want to fight him. I want a rematch with O'Malley in November. I want, a rematch with Piotr Yan in March. I don't want to fight Umar. He doesn't deserve it. And while you can put up the debate, he 50-45'd Yan pretty bad. And there's an argument for O'Malley winning that fight. I get the guru, but it's not a good look from O'Malley, and O'Malley's not even going to be ready until July because he had hip surgery. So he was kind of just trying to find matchups of other people's already beat when Umar is right there. And yeah, sure, he only has one top win. He did beat Sandhagen, and stylistically, he is a terrible matchup for Merab. Absolutely terrible. Because he will, make no mistake, he will defend the takedowns like a lot of other people do. But I trust him to break and circle and impose his own grappling. And on the feet, Umar is damn good. He struck with Sandhagen pretty solidly. And the kicks, mixing up the kicks with the wrestling is such an underrated thing. And I think it's going to pay off for Umar. I don't see Umar knocking him out. I don't rate Umar's power that highly. I know he knocked out Hani Barcelos, but, but I do have Umar winning this fight. Again, by decision. I think the main and co-main are going to be decisions. I think they'll be good fights, more so Makhachev and Tsarukyan. But I've got Umar winning this, 49-46, 48-47. I just don't see Merab being able to consistently impose his pace and his pressure on someone of that wrestling caliber. Just simple as that. And Umar does have really good striking to go along with that. Umar isn't just a good defensive wrestler like Yan is, but he's really, really good offensively, and he's just good stylistically. So, now, for the feature fight. Jamal Hill versus Yuri Prochazka. Both of them coming off of brutal KO losses, right? Jamal also coming off an injury in June. A lot of people, I think, forget that. He was scheduled to fight Khalil Rountree. Khalil pulled out with a failed drug test or something. Then he was scheduled to fight Carlos Ulberg. and then he got injured with that. I'm not sure what the injury is. I think it might have been a knee injury, but that paired with, the knockout loss and just, frankly, all the stuff he's been going on about on Twitter, right? Like, I get it. If you're going on for about a week or a month after the fight, I get that. It has been, let's look, 8 months. At the time of the fight, it'll be 9 months, and I guarantee you he will still be talking about it, the loss to Pereira. But regardless, I do think he's going to win. I really do. Jamal has terrible footwork. He just does. Simple as that. But his punches get from A to B pretty good. Sure, he doesn't have his hands up, but his punches get to the right place at the right time, and he's got some solid power. And he's long, and he's got really underrated kicks as well, and he can mix up his strikes pretty well. He throws wide, but he's got a really good chin. Like, aside from getting, dropped by Pereira, which he didn't go out cold. It took a lot of ground and pound shots to put him out. He has a really good chin. Like, he ate some bombs off of, Thiago Santos, and he ate some really big shots from Glover Teixeira, which are, pretty hard hitters, and he ate them pretty good. So I do trust in Jamal Hill's chin against Yuri. I think a lot of Yuri's success comes from that pressure, tiring people out, making them scared, and making them swing wide in exchanges, and Jamal does do that, but I trust him to sort of battle through those exchanges. And Yuri against Pereira, that was a really, really bad performance. Don't get me wrong, Pereira looked great. Yuri was not able to do much at all. That jab to the body was shutting down most of his attacks, and I feel like Jamal, being, a very long strike as well, I think that jab to the body is going to be there because he can strike from orthodox as well, and I think that's just a tool he can use. The left kicks are there for Jamal. Pereira knocked him out with the left high kick. It makes sense. And I just think Yuri's going to charge in, sort of switching stances, and Jamal's going to catch him with a check right hook, and it's going to wobble Yuri, and then he's going to go in for the finish. Yuri obviously could win. It's Yuri. Always has ridiculous fights. But if I had to put money, which I wouldn't, I'd go Jamal Hill by second round knockout. Okay. Then we have Sergey Spivak, great fighter, love to fight him, versus Jailton Almeida. I'm going to go Jailton Almeida. Do I have much of a reason? No. Sergey Spivak is kind of just a fat baby. And Jailton Almeida is a, steroid monster. Simple as that. I know he got knocked out in the second round of that fight, but he ragdolled Curtis Blades, really quickly. It is not, and I don't think we've seen people wrestle Curtis Blades like that successfully. And I know Spivak has good grappling. It's kind of, grappling's more his thing. I just think Almeida is going to, do the old front kick or throw a couple hooks and then immediately shoot in, start imposing his grappling, and eventually choke him out. Almeida choked out Romanov as well. And even though I'm pretty sure he just got cut, still not a bad win. So I do got Jailton Almeida by submission, second round. Okay. Now, Kevin Holland versus Reina Dorita. Quick turnaround for Reina Dorita. I love it. Absolutely love it. That is what you should be doing. I'm not sure of Reina Dorita's age. Give me 2 seconds to double check. But activity, especially with these people that are, coming into the promotion a bit late, coming from other promotions, I love to see the activity. He is 34. I mean, he's at middleweight, so 34 is not awful, but gotta get it going. So there's a good chance that Holland can simply spark RDR out on the feet. His striking isn't fantastic, but Kevin Holland, especially against middleweights, he just cannot defend takedowns or impose any strength in the grappling. At welterweight, he could manage, but then he had some lackluster performance at welterweight where people were just fast or just had better fight IQ. And then Roman Dolidze obviously out-grappled him and then, broke his rib. So I do think RDR will be able to impose his grappling and either just manage to choke Holland out or even, he's going against a grappler again. It hasn't been that long since that rib injury. Maybe, his rib pops out again. But I do see RDR winning via his grappling. Maybe by submission. Holland doesn't get submitted a lot, if I'm going to be honest. Like, I know he got submitted against Brandon Allen. And against, what was it? Not Kyle Dorcas. But I think Holland would... but RDR submitted GM3, which is... I know it's funny to me about, Gerald Meerschaert, but the G stands for GOAT, okay? So, I'm going to go RDR by submission. I don't know whether to say round 2 or round 1. I'm going to say round 3. Let's go round 3. I'm mixing it up a little bit. Okay, then we also have Raoni Barcelos versus Peyton Talbot. Now, why didn't Peyton Talbot fight earlier? I have no idea, but I'm glad to see him in the octagon again. I do think he's going to win this fight, and I do think he's going to win by knockout. Peyton Talbot walks forward with his hands down and just picks at openings very, very good. Like, has no care for defense in the world. The way he picked apart Cameron Simon was insane. And I know they gave him a bit of a step down in Giannis Gamori, but that was International Fight Week. They wanted to give him, something to put on a display. And Raoni Barcelos is, he's very good. He's a good fighter. He's technical, he's explosive, but he is also on the tail end of his career. And obviously, I believe he's 36 now. Not ranked. He did get flatlined by Umar Nurmagomedov, albeit that would be about 2 years ago now, but it's still not a great look. Umar doesn't have ridiculous power. So I think it's a good name for Talbot that he can win. So I do have Peyton Talbot by knockout in the first round. Talbot's shown to be pretty deadly in the first round. Even though he didn't finish Cameron Simon in the first round, he got pretty damn close to it. So I trust that Talbot will eventually find the shot. He might have to force it a little bit. Again, Raoni's pretty good. But eventually I do think he'll find the shot that puts Barcelos down and they'll finish the fight. So anyway, guys, that was most of the important fights on UFC 3 Evelyn. I think there's still some more rumor. There's a rumor that Renato Moicano is going to be on the card. But none of that's really concrete. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to discuss the recent news. This came out 6 or so hours ago, so it was a nice surprise. So I just wanted to discuss that, and if you guys have any thoughts on the card or you want to discuss, put your thoughts down in the comments below, and enjoy the rest of your day, guys.